We are counting down the 13 strangest real homes ever exposed through Zillow listings. Places where privacy, obsession, and unchecked design collided behind ordinary doors. From quietly themed suburban oddities to homes hidden underground or transformed beyond recognition, each entry pushes further from architectural norms. Some designs simply baffle, others reveal what is possible when no one is watching. Let us begin with number 13. Number 13 sits behind a row of ordinary driveways in Woodland Hills, Los Angeles. From the street, it looks like a medieval fortress, full stone walls, battlements, and even a faux drawbridge. Torch-style lighting lines the entry, casting shadows across carved stonework that would be more at home in a European castle than a California suburb. Built in the 1980s, this house took advantage of zoning rules that allowed for dramatic facades, letting the owner's medieval vision spill out onto the block. Neighbors drove past for years, rarely glimpsing the scale of the fantasy inside. The castle remains privately owned today, its exterior unchanged since the last Zillow listing. It stands as proof that, sometimes, the strangest homes hide in plain sight, wrapped in stone and secrecy just beyond the curb. Hidden beneath the Kansas prairie, near Wilson, Kansas, a decommissioned Atlas E missile silo now serves as a vertical luxury bunker. Originally engineered in the 1960s to withstand nuclear blasts, the structure plunges 15 stories underground, sealed by an 8-ton blast door. Inside, concrete corridors lead to living quarters, a saltwater pool, and even an aquaponic farm designed to support life for years without outside contact. The silo's reinforced walls and redundant power systems were once military secrets. Now they are selling points, with the property listed for $1.1 million and marketed to a niche of survivalists and privacy seekers. While the world above changes, the silo remains a monument to Cold War engineering quietly repurposed for a new kind of security. A Boeing 727 sits nestled among the trees outside Hillsboro, Oregon, transformed from a commercial jet into a private home by retired engineer Bruce Campbell. The fuselage, once part of Aristotle Onassis's personal fleet, arrived in 1999 after a midnight convoy through city streets, its wings and tail carefully detached for transport. Inside, original passenger seats and overhead bins remain, but the cabin now serves as a living room, bedroom, and workspace. The cockpit is outfitted as a reading nook, while the galley holds a compact kitchen and pantry. Insulating an aluminum airframe against Pacific Northwest winters proved challenging, but Campbell's modifications keep the interior habitable year-round. The jet-sealed doors and pressure-tested windows create a weatherproof shell, offering a level of durability rare in conventional homes. Today, the plane remains fully intact on Campbell's wooded property, its presence a testament to the possibilities of adaptive reuse and personal vision. In a quiet Houston suburb, a sprawling mansion once housed a full-scale indoor water park, complete with winding slides, a wave pool, and a network of aquatic play areas that rivaled commercial resorts. Engineering required industrial-grade dehumidifiers to fight constant humidity, and the reinforced floors had to support the weight of thousands of gallons of water year-round. Annual upkeep costs soared past $500,000, straining even the most generous maintenance budgets. When the property hit the market, the sheer scale of its infrastructure drew viral attention, but also raised questions about zoning and long-term feasibility. After changing hands, the new owners scaled back the aquatic features, converting much of the water park into more conventional living space. Today, only hints of its hotel-sized past remain, preserved in local memory and the occasional listing photo. A black glass pyramid rises out of the flat Illinois landscape, just beyond the rush of Interstate 94. Built in the late 1970s as an experiment in modernist geometry, the structure stands over 7,000 square feet, its sharp triangular footprint and mirrored panels unmistakable to passing drivers. The house's presence alone made it a local landmark, but when it was listed on Zillow in 2019, attention spiked dramatically. Over 10,000 views in the first 72 hours. Photos of the vast, echoing interior and monolithic exterior spread quickly online, turning the property into a spectacle. The sudden surge of curiosity led the owner to pull the listing abruptly, citing concerns about overexposure and privacy. Since then, the pyramid has remained vacant, unsold, and periodically reappearing in real estate rumors. Its exterior remains untouched, a monument to visibility that now stands silent, caught between public fascination and the desire to disappear. A stretch of farmland near Festus, Missouri, conceals a residence that was designed to vanish from sight. Built entirely underground in the late 1980s, this home is invisible at ground level, with only a scattered cluster of skylights hinting at the life below. The structure uses earth-sheltering techniques, embedding living quarters beneath a thick cover of soil. This approach is not just about privacy. It is a calculated move for energy efficiency, with the surrounding earth providing natural insulation and reducing heating and cooling needs by an estimated 30% compared to above-ground homes. Satellite imagery reveals almost nothing, and the current owner went as far as requesting map providers to blur aerial views, citing security and peace of mind. The main entrance is hidden along a private drive, unmarked and shielded from view. Inside, the rooms are arranged around sunlit wells, drawing daylight deep underground. The home remains intact today, quietly occupied, its existence still largely unknown to neighbors above. Here, architecture becomes a tool for disappearance, sheltering not just from weather, but from attention itself. A concrete monolith rises above the chaparral in San Diego County. Its exterior is nearly unbroken by windows. It was built in the late 1970s by a private owner, and the residence was designed with a clear intent to shield its inhabitants from the outside world. The walls, poured in place and reinforced with steel, measure nearly 2 feet thick in some sections. Slit-like openings admit only narrow bands of daylight, while the main entrance is recessed behind a heavy steel door. Inside, the layout favors narrow corridors and enclosed rooms, echoing the logic of a military bunker more than a family home. This approach draws from the brutalist movement, which prized raw concrete and functional geometry. But here, those principles are pushed to an extreme, turning domestic space into a fortress. The house remains privately owned, its exterior unchanged since its last appearance on Zillow. For those who pass by, the structure offers no clues to life within, just the silent weight of concrete, built for privacy in a world that increasingly resists it. In Joshua Tree, California, a house almost disappears into its surroundings. Its exterior is clad entirely in mirrored panels, reflecting the sand, the sky, and sparse desert plants so perfectly that from a distance the structure becomes nearly invisible. Built in the 2010s, the Mirror House was conceived as both a home and an art installation, blurring the line between architecture and landscape. The effect is striking. During the day, the house throws back the harsh desert light, while at dusk it seems to dissolve into the horizon. But the illusion of invisibility brought unintended consequences. In Chattanooga, local residents filed complaints with San Bernardino County, citing intense glare from the mirrored surface. The reflections, they said, disrupted wildlife movement and posed risks for drivers and hikers nearby. County records show the dispute ended quietly. The owners agreed to add a subtle tint to the panels, reducing the intensity of the glare and satisfying zoning requirements. Today, the Mirror House operates as a high-end short-term rental, offering guests the rare experience of living inside a structure that vanishes into the landscape. Its presence remains controversial, celebrated by some as a feat of design, questioned by others for its environmental impact. In a region known for bold experiments in living, this house takes secrecy to a new level, not by hiding underground, but by reflecting the world away. In Cleveland, Ohio, a Gothic church built at the turn of the 20th century stands today as an active private home. The stone exterior and pointed arches remain untouched, preserving the building's original silhouette against the city's skyline. Inside, sunlight filters through stained glass windows that once illuminated Sunday services, now casting color across everyday living spaces. The nave, once lined with pews, has been kept intact. Many of the benches have been repurposed as dining seating and reading nooks. The altar area, stripped of its religious trappings, now anchors an open-plan living room. This transformation began in the 1990s, part of a wave of adaptive reuse, as shrinking congregations left hundreds of churches vacant across the Rust Belt. Preservation easements helped protect the structure from demolition, but resale proved difficult. After years on the market, a steep price drop finally attracted a buyer drawn to the building's emotional gravity and architectural detail. Today, the church remains a residence, its sacred architecture woven quietly into daily life, a rare example of heritage preserved through unconventional living. Set into the hillside of Huntsville, Utah, a home with round, earth-covered walls and circular doors blends almost completely into the landscape. Inspired by fantasy but built for real-world living, this earth-sheltered dwelling uses the shape of the land to its advantage. The main entrance opens onto a tunnel lined with curved wood and stone, leading into a network of organic, cave-like rooms. Every doorway is a perfect circle, echoing the look of storybook hobbit homes, but the structure serves a practical purpose beyond its playful appearance. The thick layer of earth above acts as natural insulation, keeping indoor temperatures steady between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year. Waterproofed arches and careful drainage protect the home from mountain runoff, while the hillside itself shields it from winter winds, unlike most fantasy-themed builds. This house is occupied year-round, maintained by owners who value both its quiet seclusion and its energy efficiency. The property stands as a rare example of fantasy architecture made functional, merging childhood imagination with the principles of sustainable design. Here, the line between play and performance disappears, and the hillside keeps its secrets behind a ring of green doors. On a wooded hillside outside Chattanooga, Tennessee, a round, gleaming form rises above the trees, a house built to resemble a flying saucer. Raised on a central column, the structure appears to hover, its disc-shaped body balanced high enough to offer unbroken views in every direction. This is not a roadside attraction or a movie set, but a private residence conceived in the late 1970s as a prototype for futuristic living. The entire house is arranged around a radial core. From the central living area, glass windows stretch in a perfect ring, giving a full 360-degree panorama of the surrounding landscape. Bedrooms and kitchen radiate outward like the spokes of a wheel, each room curved to fit the saucer's profile. The interior, though compact, feels open and bright, with sunlight moving across the space throughout the day. The house quickly became a local landmark, and, after its rare appearance on Zillow, drew attention from architecture enthusiasts and curious travelers alike. Some visitors tried to find it, hoping for a glimpse or a photo, but the owner responded by petitioning online map services to blur the property, citing privacy and concerns over uninvited guests. The UFO house's fame brought a steady trickle of drive-by tourists, and with it, a tension between the desire to share a unique creation and the need for seclusion. Today, the house remains privately owned, rarely relisted, and largely unchanged from its original vision. Its silhouette stands as a quiet emblem of science fiction optimism, an ordinary home built in the image of something extraordinary, suspended between fantasy and the everyday world below. A mansion in Missouri once appeared on Zillow with photos that defied ordinary expectations. Every surface inside was shaped to mimic the winding chambers of a natural cave. Stone walls curved and folded into artificial caverns, while ceilings dripped with hand-sculpted stalactites. The effect was total. Living rooms, hallways, and even bedrooms disappeared into a labyrinth of rock-like corridors, each space echoing with the quiet hush of stone. Unlike earth-sheltered homes that use the land for insulation, this house brought the cave experience entirely indoors. There were no windows to the outside, no exterior clues to what lay within. Instead, the world outside was kept at arm's length, replaced by the cool, dim comfort of a manufactured underground. Maintaining this illusion required constant upkeep. Artificial stonework needed sealing to prevent moisture buildup, and the unique acoustics, softened by irregular surfaces, created a sense of muffled isolation. Owners reported that the house absorbed sound so completely that footsteps vanished and voices faded quickly, deepening the sense of separation from the outside world. Listings for the property surfaced only rarely. Each time, the images left viewers divided. Some saw a private retreat, others felt unsettled by the deliberate claustrophobia. The mansion's interiors remained largely unchanged across relistings, a monument to the idea of comfort turned inward. Among Zillow's strangest homes, this one stands apart, not for fantasy or scale, but for how it transforms domestic space into something both protective and profoundly isolating. In San Jose, California, a mansion built by Sarah Winchester stands as one of the most enigmatic structures in American architecture. From the outside, the Winchester Mystery House appears ornate but orderly, a sprawling Victorian estate with gables, turrets, and intricate woodwork. Inside, the reality is far stranger. More than 160 rooms twist and branch in every direction. Staircases rise to meet ceilings. Doors open onto brick walls. Corridors loop back on themselves or end abruptly in dead ends. The house's labyrinth grew over nearly 4 decades, beginning in the 1880s, as Winchester directed a team of carpenters to build continuously, day and night. No master plan existed. Rooms were added at random, with windows facing into other rooms and secret passages hidden behind panels. For a brief period, this historic maze appeared in a standard real estate feed, a moment when the impossible became searchable, framed by the same template as any suburban listing. Photos of the endless halls and mismatched stairways circulated online, sparking disbelief that such a place could ever be treated as ordinary housing. The listing's language was matter-of-fact, noting square footage and bedroom counts. But no description could capture the experience of wandering through a house designed without logic or end. The Winchester Mystery House is now preserved as a protected landmark, open to the public as a museum. Its rooms remain untouched, a physical record of eccentric vision and unchecked expansion. While most of Zillow's strangest homes vanish from view after a sale or delisting, this one endures. Its brief appearance online, a reminder that even the most extraordinary architecture can, for a moment, be reduced to a line in a database. Here, the collision of history and digital listing reveals how easily the boundaries between the remarkable and the routine can blur. Across all 13 entries, one pattern emerges. When architecture escapes public view, it can become deeply personal, unrestrained, and sometimes unsettling. These homes prove that privacy enables extremes, turning ordinary addresses into hidden monuments of obsession and secrecy. Zillow's fleeting listings pull back the curtain, reminding us that the strangest spaces often exist where no one expects them. What we glimpse online is only the surface. Thanks for watching.